Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be showcasing 10 must-have legendary weapons at level 72. I thought we'd seen the end of this series 7 levels ago, but hey, we're back and I'm not going to call it the end this time. These are 10 legendary weapons that you should farm for first that are now more powerful than ever. I'll be letting you know who you should farm to get them, what they do, and give you tips on raising their damage. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop a like, and if you don't want to miss out on anything else that I have lined up, then you can always subscribe, and let's crack into it. We open this countdown of 10 must-have legendaries at level 72 with the Complex Root, a powerful sniper rifle from Bounty of Blood that has an increased chance to drop from Lanny Dixon, who you can find around here in Ashfall Peaks. Every shot of the Root is cataclysmic, causing a lightning storm to erupt from the point of impact, infused with whichever element it's set to. It deals extreme amounts of damage and has no concern for you or your enemy's well-being. Each shot is fired in a 2-round burst and spawns a number of projectiles that zigzag from the epicenter, triggering a primary and secondary explosion, both of which hit extremely hard. It will down you incredibly easily depending on your build, but the damage is well worth it. It's a sniper rifle that values your ammo pool and will insta-kill bosses if you're Zane and are specced into a racer. Now to the Tizzy, a COV pistol that can come in any element. It belongs to Arms Race with an increased chance to drop from this chest. The Tizzy is a certified boss dropper capable of bringing down the biggest and the best. Its fire rate grows the longer you hold down the trigger, firing an incredible amount of rounds before it overheats. If you're looking for something to speed up an encounter, then this is the gun for you, but it doesn't just fire normal bullets, but a mix of amp shots and mini rockets throughout the onslaught. Generally, it's a weapon that you'd avoid mobbing with due to its ammo consumption, but you can pair it with a super soldier to get that ammo back, or if you're Zane, you can improve that even more with a Digiclone regen ammo anointment. It's great in both ×2 or ×3 variants, and will waste away bosses until there's nothing left. Up next is the Hellwalker, a Jacob's shotgun that can only come in Incendiary and has an increased chance to drop from Road Dogg, who you can find around here in the Splinterlands. The Hellwalker is your classic double-barreled shotgun, but forged through the fires of hell. It fires blazing buckshot rounds at the cost of 2 ammo per shot and causes incredible damage whenever you pull that trigger. Because it's made by Jacobs, critical hits are devastating, ricocheting all 10 of its pellets, which will annihilate any tight-knit group. It comes in fixed parts, which is great, making it much easier to get than some others on this list, at least for me, and means you'll mainly be hunting anointments. Speaking of, you want to avoid next to mags, as it only fires the 1 shot by default, however you can raise that beyond 2. It's an awesome weapon, especially in Flak's hands, but anyone can feel what it's like to be Doom Guy when that boss music starts playing. Moving on now to the Flipper, melee 1 SMG that belongs to the Bounty of Blood. It has an increased chance to drop from Minosaur, you can find around here in Bloodsun Canyon. The Flipper is an SMG that takes a little while to warm up. On the card it doesn't look like anything special, but that thought is soon corrected when you charge it up. Holding down the trigger will see unlisted projectiles get added to the fray, first 1, then 3, then some more until it peaks at 9, around 20 bullets into its magazine. The key to maximizing its damage is in getting all of its projectiles pouring out of its barrel for as long as you possibly can. On a splash damage mode, that is extremely easy, refilling your magazine faster than you can empty it, resulting in incredible firepower all of the time. For other characters, boosting its mag size will help, or if you're Zane, you can run the Digiclone with its newly buffed mag size anointment. It's a fantastic SMG that, like a fine wine, shouldn't be used to put out a fire. Coming up next is the Backburner, an elemental launcher developed by Vladov that can only be dropped by the Agonizer 9000 at the end of the Guts of Carnivora on Mayhem 6 or above. The Backburner is the king when it comes to single shot damage. It fires a single projectile packed tight with elemental energy. On impact, it opens up a rift that no Lombax will be coming out of. Instead, it sucks enemies in while spitting out small orbs that rain down, dealing monstrous damage. It consumes 3 bullets per shot and fires fast for a launcher, packing more than enough DPS for mobbing. It's clearly the most damaging launcher in the game and is best on Moes, who can regen its ammo, so you'll never have to cease fire. Now it's time for the Monarch, a Vladov assault rifle that can come in all elements and will drop the fastest from Kilovolt on Mayhem 6 or above, who you can find around here in Letras City. The Monarch is a gun that you just can't say no to. When you see it shining in your backpack, it's hard to not take it for a spin. It's incredibly deadly, firing 4 pellets per shot at a rapid rate that just tear through your opponents. Because it's multi-pelleted, a consecutive hits anointment is always a good option, and you can even get a ×8 variant if you want to upscale the Mayhem further. It also comes with the bipod attachment that, while out, will double all of the damage you deal, as if it wasn't powerful enough already, but your feet will feel like they're glued to the floor. It will annihilate mobs, rip through the health bars of bosses no problem, and is extremely well suited to fadeaway flak. Moving on now to the Free Radical, a powerful elemental pistol that belongs to the director's cut. It can only come in shock and has an increased chance to drop from Beef Pliskin. You can find around here in Karas Canyon. Maliwan continues to outdo itself, taking what was already great with the beacon and making it considerably better. It fires damaging splash damage orbs at a rapid rate that don't just hit your enemies and explode, but will also spawn a secondary non-explosive round that'll circle back in for extra damage. That is hardly needed though, as enemies will waste away before they even get the chance. It's extremely well suited to any splash damage or elemental setup, fitting perfectly into Mo's or Amara's hands, but there's a tremendous amount of damage here for everyone to enjoy. If you want even more power, you can even get a ×2 variant, but just know that whatever one you pick up will destroy pretty much everything you face. Now to the Light Show, machine gun pistol belonging to the Bounty of Blood that can come in any element including none. It has an increased chance to drop from Lazodactyl. You can find around in this area of the map in the Obsidian Forest. The Light Show is a beast, firing 4 circling projectiles at a great pace that cut ribbons into your enemies. They spark out of its barrel as it rotates, resulting in no recoil whatsoever. However, because they can't be concentrated, it's best in close to medium ranges where you can get each of its spiraling rounds to land. It's a constant force in every situation, dealing heavy damage against all opposition. By being multi-pelleted, it's able to proc abilities 4 times faster than other guns, which is able to be taken advantage of by every single Vault Hunter, and it's the perfect gun in just about every way. Next up, it's the O.P.Q system, an Atlas assault rifle that belongs to the Cartel event that can be activated at any time from the main menu. Aside from Joey Ultraviolet, it can also drop from Josie Bite and Franco Firewall. Upon its return, the O.P.Q system has announced itself as a formidable weapon. It's non-elemental with some spice, firing 2 projectiles at a nice rate with some shock rounds thrown in. Without those shock rounds, this gun would still be amazing, but they're more than a cherry on this well-iced cake. They give it room to grow, a place where Moze and Amara can tap into to raise its power. It deals crazy amounts of damage without even trying, and you can even spawn some drones if you're feeling a little lonely. You're not hampered by charge time, slow movement speed, or any gimmicks. This thing is pure damage, plain and simple. Before number 1 is revealed, let's cover some honourable mentions. First up is the Unkempt Herald, a Torgue pistol that belongs to Bounty of Blood and has an increased chance to drop from Cabadord around here in Bloodsun Canyon. The Unkempt Herald was the gun in Borderlands 2, and thanks to its recent buff, it's back near that level again. It fires a line of explosive projectiles that hit with devastating force. It's best in closer ranges where all its projectiles converge to deal maximum damage, and it's a top choice pistol, especially for Moes. The next honourable mention I have for you is the Lucky 7, a Jacob's pistol belonging to the Handsome Jackpot DLC. It has an increased chance to drop from Scrap Trap Prime, that you can find around here in the compactor. Each time you reload, there's a chance for bonuses to be applied to it: fully auto, ricocheting critical amp shots, explosive rounds, an element, or 7 pellets. When stacked with buffs and in the right setup, it is comfortably the most damaging pistol in the game, and maybe even the most powerful weapon, full stop. That's easy to achieve on Moes, but with Terror Anoints being farmable again, and other ways to regen ammo, other Vault Hunters can feel its power too, now more than ever. Now for the Needle Gun, a TD or SMG that can come in any element and belongs to the Cartel event, dropping from Josie Bite and Franco Firewall. The Needle Gun is like a new weapon to many people as it returned with a bang, the complete opposite of the fizzle from before. It fires glowing needles that home in on your targets, debuffing them and dealing increasingly high damage. It's a gun that'll reward you for sustained fire, especially because firing at fully weakened enemies will also return bullets to your magazine. The last honourable mention I have for you is the Atlas Replay, a pistol from the Director's Cut that can be obtained from Hemovorus the Invincible and Dark Thirst Dominion. The Atlas Replay reaches peak power on the mobbing front, where its 12 tracker darts pierce walls to mark your enemies. For every enemy marked, its fire rate grows, getting up to phenomenal speeds. It will destroy a pack of enemies within seconds, and you don't even need to aim. We're here at the top, and the number 1 weapon to have at level 72 is the Plasma Coil, one of many top tier weapons manufactured by Maliwan that always comes in shock and radiation elements. But really, you can't go wrong with any of these. It's an SMG that is exclusive to Arms Race with a higher chance to drop from this chest. The Plasma Coil almost deserves to be in its own class of weaponry. It's not really an SMG, it's kind of a sniper rifle, but who cares when it deals this much damage. After fully charging, it rails off 16 heavy hitting projectiles that'll comfortably take out any mob in a single burst. You'll feel like a walking delete key while you have it equipped. Just point, charge it up, and say goodbye stir fry. It comes with 2 key parts, one that favours mag sights and the other that favours damage, and the latter is definitely the way to go considering its magazine is already healthy enough. Because it deals splash damage, it's a must-have weapon for Moes, but any character is able to wipe the floor clean with this one deadly legendary. So that's all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned of 10 must-have legendary weapons to get at level 72. If you did, consider dropping a like or subscribing, and I'll catch you in the next one.